India is a land, vibrant colors. It is a land of bustling cities. But beyond this world, there is another India. It is a land of whispers and shadows. Here, ancient secrets are guarded by mountains. Their stories are carved into stone and soil. We will journey into this hidden realm. We will travel to places where time seems to stand still. Imagine misty temples rising from the morning fog. Think of mountain peaks that touch the clouds. It is filled with a quiet energy. We invite you to step into this other India. It is a world of deep mystery and profound beauty. Our journey into the world of forgotten temples begins in Maharashtra, a land of ancient volcanic rock. Here, at the Ellora Caves, we find something that defies not just belief, but the very laws of engineering as we know them. It is a structure born not from assembly, but from subtraction. This is the Kailasa Temple, the world's largest monolithic structure. It is not built, but excavated, carved from a single colossal piece of basalt cliffside. Imagine the vision required, to see not a mountain of rock, but a temple waiting within it. For over a century, generations of artisans chipped away at this single, massive piece of volcanic rock. They carved downwards, from the top to the bottom, a technique that left no room for error. An estimated 400,000 tons of rock were painstakingly removed, scoop by scoop, chip by chip. They were not merely building, they were revealing a sacred form that they believed was already hidden within the stone, waiting to be freed. This reverse engineering of architecture is a feat of spatial reasoning that continues to baffle modern experts. The result is a sprawling complex, complete with gateways, shrines, bridges and halls, all part of the original mountain. Life-sized elephants stand as eternal guardians at the base, appearing to carry the entire weight of the sanctuary on their backs. Intricate panels cover every available surface, telling stories from Hindu epics like the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Here, the stone is not silent. It roars with the fury of battle, weeps with the sorrow of loss, and celebrates the triumph of Dharma. One of the most iconic reliefs depicts the demon king Ravana, attempting to shake Mount Kailasa, the heavenly abode of Lord Shiva, for whom the temple is named. The artistry captures the cosmic drama, the effortless calm of Shiva, the concern of his consort Parvati, and the raw, futile power of Ravana. To stand here is to feel infinitesimally small. You are in the presence of something created by human hands that seems to transcend human capability, a testament to a faith that could literally move mountains. From a temple carved down into the earth, we journey to another subterranean marvel in Gujarat, Rani Ki Vav, the Queen's Stepwell. This is not a temple in the conventional sense, but a monument designed as an inverted one. It descends 7 stories into the ground, a mirror image of a temple spire, honoring the sanctity of water in this arid land. Built in the 11th century by a widowed queen, it was flooded by the nearby Saraswati River and lay buried in silt for centuries. Its memory preserved only in folklore. Rediscovered and excavated in the 20th century, its pristine condition was a revelation. The walls are a breathtaking gallery of over 500 principal sculptures and 1,000 more minor ones. They depict deities, celestial beings, and scenes from daily life, creating a spiritual and functional masterpiece. As one descends towards the water, the air cools, the light softens, and the world above fades away, leaving only the silent company of stone gods. We now travel across the sun-drenched plains of Gujarat to another forgotten jewel. Here stands the Modhera Sun Temple, a shrine dedicated to Surya, the Hindu sun god. Though now in ruins and no longer a place of active worship, its design speaks of a profound connection to the cosmos. The temple was so precisely engineered that on the days of the equinox, the very first rays of the rising sun would travel directly through the main gateway, past the assembly hall, and illuminate a gem that once adorned the idol of the sun god in the inner sanctum. It was a moment of perfect celestial alignment, a divine dialogue between the heavens and the earth. Before entering the temple, one must first encounter the Surya Kund, a magnificent stepped tank. It is a work of art in itself, a downward-facing temple of geometric perfection. 108 miniature shrines are carved into its steps, a sacred number in Hindu cosmology, creating a fractal-like pattern that draws the eye and the spirit downward to the water, the source of life. Every inch of the temple's outer walls is covered in exquisite carvings depicting gods, goddesses, birds, beasts, and flowers. These are not just decorations, they are a celebration of life in all its forms, energized by the sun. Though its central idol is long gone and its halls are silent, the Modera temple remains a beautiful poem written in stone, forever celebrating the life-giving power of the sun. Our journey now takes us south, to the fertile plains of the Kaveri Delta in Tamil Nadu, to a temple that solved an ancient architectural puzzle. This is the Brihadiswara temple, a testament to the power and piety of the Chola dynasty. For 1,000 years, its main tower, or Vimana, stood as one of the tallest man-made structures in the world. It is built entirely of granite, a stone not found for nearly 60 kilometers. The greatest mystery is how its crowning glory, a single stone capstone, or kumbam, weighing an estimated 80 tons, was lifted over 200 feet into the air. Inscriptions and local legends suggest a colossal earthen ramp was built, stretching for over 6 kilometers, allowing elephants and thousands of workers to haul the stone to its final resting place. It is a staggering feat of logistics and determination. The temple's genius lies in its interlocking stones, which use no binding material, a design so stable it has withstood centuries of earthquakes and storms. We leave the silent grandeur of these ancient sites and travel to the vibrant, living heart of the south, the city of Madurai. Here, the Meenakshi Amman temple is not a forgotten ruin, but a pulsating center of faith that has been continuously worshipped for millennia. Its towering gateways, or gopurams, dominate the skyline, acting as spiritual beacons for the entire city. These towers are visual encyclopedias of faith, teeming with an estimated 33,000 sculptures. Each one is a story, a myth, a lesson. Unlike the muted tones of weathered stone we have seen, here the divine is rendered in a riot of color, repainted and renewed every 12 years in a grand ceremony. Inside, the complex is a city within a city. The air is thick with the scent of incense, jasmine, and camphor. It resonates with the sound of chanting, the ringing of bells, and the murmur of 1,000 simultaneous prayers. This is not a place of quiet contemplation. It is a place of ecstatic, overwhelming devotion. Walk through its famous Hall of 1,000 Pillars, a forest of stone where no two columns are exactly alike. Light and shadow play across the intricate carvings, creating a sense of deep mystery and infinite complexity. Each pillar, when struck, produces a different musical note, turning the very architecture into a divine instrument. Here, devotion is tangible. You can see it in the eyes of those who have traveled for days to be here. You can feel it in the worn smoothness of the stone floors, polished by the feet of millions of pilgrims over centuries. In this living temple, the past is not forgotten. It is an unbroken, vibrant thread woven into the fabric of the present. Our journey now takes us away from the sun-drenched plains and deep into the earth, into the cool, silent heart of the mountains. We begin this chapter at the world-renowned Ajanta Caves, a breathtaking crescent of 30 rock-cut sanctuaries carved into a sheer cliff face. For nearly a millennium, these caves lay hidden, swallowed by the jungle, their treasures forgotten by the world until their rediscovery in the 19th century. This isolation became their salvation, preserving a legacy of art and devotion that continues to astonish us. Stepping inside is like entering another time. Here, in the dim, hallowed light, we discover some of the most beautiful and well-preserved ancient paintings in human history. The air is still, carrying the faint, earthy scent of stone and time. These are not mere decorations. They are libraries of faith, sprawling narrative panels that bring to life the Jataka tales, stories of the Buddha's previous lives. Each wall is a canvas, each scene a lesson in compassion, wisdom, and the path to enlightenment. The artists who created these masterpieces were masters of their craft. They worked on dry plaster, a technique known as tempera, using pigments ground from minerals, lapis lazuli for blues, ochre for reds and yellows, lampblack for outlines. This allowed for meticulous detail and a vibrant palette that has miraculously endured for centuries. One of the most famous images is the Bodhisattva Padmapani, the one who holds the lotus. His serene, compassionate face, with eyes cast downward in gentle contemplation, is a masterpiece of spiritual art, capturing a profound sense of inner peace that transcends the stone wall it is painted on. The level of detail, the emotional expression on the faces, the fluid grace of the figures are simply breathtaking. In one panel, a king renounces his throne. In another, a celestial dancer moves with ethereal grace. These artists captured the full spectrum of life, from royal courts to humble villages, from divine beings to gentle animals, all rendered with a sensitivity that makes them feel alive, their stories unfolding before our very eyes. From the painted narratives of Ajanta, our path leads us to the monumental achievement of Ellora. Here, the rock was not just hollowed out, it was sculpted on an epic scale. The Kailasa Temple, Cave 16, is the world's largest monolithic structure, a staggering feat of engineering and devotion. It was not built, but excavated, carved downwards from a single colossal piece of basalt rock. Generations of artisans chipped away an estimated 200,000 tons of stone to reveal a temple complex dedicated to Lord Shiva, complete with gateways, shrines, and life-sized elephants, all hewn from the parent rock. Ellora is unique for its remarkable religious harmony, with Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain sanctuaries carved in close proximity. It stands as a testament to an era of tolerance, where different faiths coexisted and flourished, expressing their devotion in the shared language of stone. As we step out of the darkness of these man-made mountains and back into the light, we carry a piece of that deep, resonant silence with us. The experience is a humbling reminder of human ingenuity when fueled by faith. But not all sacred caves are the work of human hands. For our final sanctuary, we leave the Deccan Plateau and ascend to the highest, most remote reaches of the Himalayas, where the air is thin and the landscape is raw and elemental. Here, at an altitude of nearly 4,000 meters, is the Amarnath Cave. This is not a shrine carved by artisans. It is a shrine created by nature itself, a place of immense power and sanctity for Hindus. The journey to Amarnath is an arduous pilgrimage, a test of faith and physical endurance known as the Yatra. For days, devotees trek through treacherous mountain passes and unpredictable weather, their shared purpose forging a powerful bond. The challenging ecology of this region, the thin air, the freezing temperatures, the stark beauty, is an integral part of the spiritual experience. It is a journey that strips away the non-essential, focusing the mind and spirit on the divine goal. Inside the vast 40-meter-high cave, a miracle of nature occurs. During the summer months, water seeping slowly through the fissures in the roof of the cave freezes as it drips, gradually forming a tall, smooth, and perfectly formed pillar of ice. This stalagmite is revered as a Shiva Lingam, the abstract, aniconic representation of Lord Shiva. To believers, this is not a random geological event. It is a divine manifestation, a direct darshan, or sighting, of the deity himself. It is here, according to legend, that Lord Shiva explained the secret of immortality to his consort, Parvati. The very air within the cave feels charged with this ancient story. And for the pilgrims who have endured so much to get here, the sight of the ice lingam is the culmination of a life's journey, a moment of profound connection. The ice lingam waxes and wanes with the phases of the moon, growing to its peak in the summer and then melting away as the season changes. This natural phenomenon is seen as a powerful metaphor for the cosmic cycles of creation, preservation, and dissolution that Lord Shiva represents, a divine eternal cycle, written not in stone but in ice. Our journey now shifts from hidden sanctuaries carved into rock to entire cities lost to time, their stories etched across sprawling landscapes. We arrive in a realm of giants, where granite boulders balance precariously, as if placed by celestial hands. This is Hampi, but this hauntingly beautiful terrain of ruins was once the heart of a colossal empire. This was Vijayanagara, the city of victory. At its zenith in the early 16th century, it was a global powerhouse, one of the largest and richest cities in the world. With a population of 500,000 people, its scale rivaled that of Rome. Portuguese and Persian traders who visited wrote of a city that defied belief, its markets overflowing with diamonds, rubies, silks, and exotic spices. The city's design was a marvel of urban planning. 7 concentric rings of fortifications protected a core divided into a sacred center, filled with temples, and a royal center for the court and its administration. An ingenious network of aqueducts and canals, drawing water from the Tungabhadra River, sustained this metropolis in the arid landscape, feeding everything from royal baths to agricultural lands. What remains today are the bones of this magnificent capital: palace foundations, public buildings, and stables that once housed the royal elephants. But the true artistic soul of Hampi, the pinnacle of Vijayanagara's architectural genius, is found in the Vitala temple complex. Dedicated to an avatar of Lord Vishnu, it is a masterpiece of Dravidian art, left unfinished just as the empire reached its tragic end. The temple is famous for its Ranga Mandapa and its 56 musical pillars. When tapped gently, these clusters of smaller, slender colonnettes emit distinct musical notes, each resonating with the sound of a different instrument. The technology behind them remains a mystery. Curious British engineers in the colonial era even cut one open to investigate, only to find it was solid granite, revealing nothing. The secret of their song remains locked within the stone. At the center of the temple courtyard stands Hampi's most iconic symbol, the stone chariot. It is not merely a sculpture, but a shrine dedicated to Garuda, the celestial eagle mount of Lord Vishnu. Carved from massive blocks of granite to appear as a single monolithic structure, its wheels were once said to turn. It is a testament to the sculptor's devotion, transforming unyielding stone into an object of divine movement. In 1565, the great city fell. After a decisive defeat at the Battle of Talikota, Vijayanagara was sacked, plundered, and burned for 6 months. The empire vanished, but its spirit, captured in the breathtaking beauty of its art and the ambition of its ruins, has survived. From a city reclaimed by nature, we travel west to the coast of Gujarat, to the shores of the Arabian Sea. Here, we search for a city that is not just lost, but submerged, a place where myth and history converge beneath the waves. This is the quest for Dwaraka, the legendary city of Lord Krishna. For centuries, it was considered pure myth, a golden city described in the epic Mahabharata. But in the 20th century, marine archaeologists began a systematic search. On the seabed, just off the coast of the modern pilgrimage town of Dwarka, they discovered the remains of a large fortified settlement. Stone walls, bastions, and anchors told the tale of a prosperous port city that had been claimed by the sea. The legend, as told in the ancient texts, says that upon Lord Krishna's departure from the mortal world, the sea rose up and swallowed his city whole, sparing only his personal residence. For millions, the discovery of these underwater ruins was a powerful moment. The legend, it appeared, was true. The artifacts brought to the surface, pottery, stone seals, and tools, have been dated through thermoluminescence to be over 3,500 years old, placing them squarely in the time frame associated with the epic tales. While archaeologists continue to debate the scale and identity of the site, the findings provide a tangible link to one of India's most cherished stories. The exploration of Dwaraka is a delicate dance between scientific inquiry and profound faith. It is a place where faith and science meet, where the depths of the ocean hold the secrets to the origins of a god, and where the line between a historical city and a mythical kingdom remains beautifully, tantalizingly blurred. We venture into landscapes where nature itself is the architect of wonder. Here, we find Loktak Lake. The lake is famous for its Fumdis. The largest hosts Kabul Lamjao National Park, a sanctuary for the endangered Sangai deer. This graceful animal has adapted to a strange, bobbing world. Fishermen build homes, fumzangs, on the mats. They live in a world constantly, gently in motion. From above, the lake is an abstract painting, a perfect symbiosis of humanity and nature. We travel to the rain-soaked hills of Meghalaya, one of the wettest places on Earth, to cross the region's fast-flowing rivers. They do not build bridges, they grow them. They guide these roots across the river. Over years, sometimes decades, the roots grow. Walking across a living root bridge is an extraordinary experience. The most famous of these is the double-decker bridge, a truly spectacular sight. The greatest things are created not by force but by a gentle and patient partnership with life itself. We have glimpsed a deeper truth, the spiritual connection that flows through this ancient land. We felt it on the banks of the sacred Ganges in Varanasi at dawn. This spiritual thread shines in the golden glow of temple lamps in the south. The divine is not found in temples alone. It lives in every mountain, river, and soul. In every stone carved and every path untrodden, India still whispers her timeless mysteries. This land does not shout its secrets. It reveals them slowly to those who approach with curiosity, respect, and an open heart. The wonders of India are not just relics of the past. They are living, breathing entities. A reminder that some things are timeless, and that mystery is essential to the human spirit.